Hi, my name is Addison Horsey, and I'm a freshman political science major at the University of Arkansas. The piece of artwork I chose is the painting Cupid and Psyche by Benjamin West, which is located in the Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art in Bentonville, Arkansas. It depicts the story of Cupid and Psyche, which is placed in the middle of the novel The Golden Ass by Lucius Apuleius, and is told by an old woman to a bride who has been kidnapped and held captive on her wedding day. It is about the love story between Psyche, a princess, and Cupid, the son of Venus. Benjamin West was inspired to create this painting after seeing the Italian sculptor Antonio Canova's 1793 marble interpretation of Cupid and Psyche in the Louvre Museum during an 1802 trip to Paris. Many of the aspects of West's painting are directly inspired by Canova's sculpture. For example, Psyche's upraised arms and the perfectly smooth look of both bodies. Benjamin West studied art in Philadelphia until he was 20, then he traveled to New York City and became a successful portraitist. In 1760, he sailed to Italy to participate in the Neoclassicism movement. One of his most popular and most controversial paintings was The Death of General Wolfe in 1771. It was the first major piece of artwork to depict a modern event with figures in contemporary clothing. Using oil on canvas, West paints Cupid and Psyche realistically but ideally. They have realistic proportions, but their bodies are perfectly smooth and their faces are youthful and ideal. The posture of Cupid and Psyche represent the obstacles they had to go through to be together. Psyche seems to be slipping out of Cupid's arms, but there is peace in both their faces. West uses the illusion of depth by making nearer objects overlap with further ones, such as Cupid's wings over the trees and skies in the background. While there is the illusion of depth, there is not much space between all the elements of the painting. Everything looks squished together, the land that Cupid and Psyche stand on looks small, and the sea behind them is filled with disproportionately large babies. The horizon in the background is the only element of the painting that seems vast. With austere linear designs, West imitates classical art, characters, and themes. West painted Cupid and Psyche with bright colors and precise features. In contrast, he painted the background very dull, dark colors with only glimpses of light. There are cherubs, lions, and airborne birds in the background that are very hard to discern compared to the two main figures. Both Cupid and Psyche have ideally smooth skin and romanticized depictions, while the contrasting, rough texture of the background emphasizes what the main focus of the painting is supposed to be. The underlying text in this image is the story of Cupid and Psyche. The iconographic elements in this work are the background images and the expressions of the lovers' faces. Cupid and Psyche are depicted in the middle of the painting, making them the center of interest and focal point. This painting is believed to be depicting a time after their marriage. Psyche's expression can be credited to the fact that she hasn't seen Cupid's face until their wedding day. The cherubs in the background are their children, including youth, joy, and pleasure. Cupid and Psyche lived in a grove before they got married, so it is assumed that it is this grove that is depicted. Many details in the painting, including the silver urn at Psyche's feet, birds engaged in airborne struggle, and the menacing sea serpent, allude to the task Psyche was assigned by Venus, Cupid's mother. Both Cupid's arrows and wings indicate his iconography. It is inferred that the characters are in love because of their romantic embrace. Cupid and Psyche is an example of neoclassicism. Neoclassicism represented the enhancement of themes and aesthetics of classical art. Many paintings and sculptures from the neoclassical era depicted stories from Greek mythology. In neoclassical paintings, there was a strong use of cool colors and an elimination of perspectives. In Cupid and Psyche, there is no perspective and no vanishing point on the horizon. There is a minimal use of warm colors, and there are many somber colors with the two main characters being brilliantly highlighted. With the time period that Benjamin West was in Europe, mainly Italy and France, he took many inspirations from neoclassicism, as it was a prominent movement at the time. West's paintings aligned with the historically correct settings and costumes that characterize neoclassical paintings. Many themes within the painting depict contemporary events of the time. Neoclassicism is known for antiquity and allegorical themes within sculptures and paintings. This painting portrays an allegory for triumph over adversity, considering the tasks Psyche had to complete to be with Cupid and reconciling of families, as West is prideful of the independence of the American nation, yet remained in Europe and commissioned for the British monarchy until his death. Literature was popular in the era of neoclassicism, creating a more comfortable environment for artists to create paintings based on famous texts. Since this movement coincided with the Age of Enlightenment, many artists from the time employed philosophical themes within their artwork. I find Benjamin West's artwork interesting because of his allegiance with both America and Europe, considering the conflicts between the two during the time he was creating artwork. His artwork was influential at the time it was created, but has become very underrated. I think Benjamin West put a lot of thought into this painting and created many philosophical debates through this painting. I like that all the aspects of the painting do not directly correlate with the literal story of Cupid and Psyche, but reflect contemporary events and related literary works. Overall, I think this is an intriguing piece of artwork and fits the time period, region, and artistic movement in which it was created.